Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, all my people, all my loves, family, friends. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to CodeBlaque. And so, as you guys have probably already know, you've seen all over social media the whole Cardi B thing. And so, of course, I wanted to go ahead and make a video and break down what I experienced because I actually did have a post that somewhat went viral. I mean, it was shared thousands of times. So I wanted to talk about it and kind of explain where I was coming from when I made the post. And so for those of you guys who do not know, Cardi B is a so-called rapper. Some people would say she's not, some people would say she is, but that's not what this video is about. She's an entertainer, and she started from the bottom and she worked her way up to the top. Recently, though, she has been in the social media blogs, and she's been trending because some years back she made a video, and in that video, she basically confessed to robbing men and drugging men and even prostitution. Now, we kind of already knew about the prostitution part because she has said before, that she, had to do what she had to do when she sold her vagina when she was a stripper some years ago. And so, so that's pretty much what's been out there about Cardi, and that's why she's been trending. And so now again, she confessed. She actually has a video where she states that she robbed and drugged men. And she said, something to the effect of, she had the, she worked for everything that she had, and nobody gave her nothing. Nobody did anything for her. She had to work for everything. And in saying that or trying to prove her point, she goes on to say that, she had to do what she had to do. So when she was a stripper, she'd be up in the strip clubs and she'd meet a dude and she'd be like, hey, you want some she used some kind of terminology, wham wham. We kind of know what that means. It means vagina. She was selling a vagina. And so she would basically use sex and lure men back to hotels. And she would, ain't no telling what she would do. I mean, the things that she confessed to, though, was robbing and drugging men. And so, of course, this created a big controversy. Um, and so when I made my post, I basically made my post saying what she confessed to. And there was a man who came out who stated that she raped him. Now, these are all allegations, right? Nothing has been confirmed or denied. Of course, there have been, uh, you know, some publications that come out and said that, oh, well, she didn't actually say rape. Well, you don't have to say, and most rapists, they don't confess until they get caught anyways. And even the ones that get caught don't even never confess. And so, I made a post basically saying that Cardi B allegedly, she's an alleged rapist. Because when you drug people, when you lure people back to a hotel, they're thinking they're going to get sex, and then they get drugged and, robbed, and we already know she stated several times before she would, sell her vagina. Some of these dudes she was having sex with. Now, if you drugging these dudes and having sex with these, that's rape. That's rape. You don't have to outright say that. But of course, she's not going to confess to that. I mean, who would? Because you can get jail time behind that. I mean, you can get, technically, she could get some jail time behind what she confessed to. And the men who have come forward, and again, a lot of men that have been, see, this is the thing, especially when it comes to the topic of rape, because rape is a very sensitive topic. It's a very sensitive issue. There are people out there, real people who have been hurt, who have been raped, and all types of ways. There are people who, they're date rape drugs, and they call them date rape drugs for a reason. These are drugs that were made for something else, but people would use them to, knock somebody out so that they can make having sex with them easy, which means that, they're not going to have any fighting back. Alcohol can be considered a date rape drug, where you get a woman or a man extremely drunk, and you get them so drunk that they are incoherent and they can't really, consciously make sound decisions. There are several men who have been put behind bars. I'm not for sure about the women part, because I haven't done the research on that, but I know for a fact there are several men, young men, old men, that have been put behind bars, that have had their lives turned upside down because women have stated that, oh, well, I got real drunk and I did not give my consent for him to have sex with me. This is a very, very, very serious issue. And if you're out here, prostituting yourself, which basically means you're having sex with people, you're drugging them, you're robbing them. I mean, that's very dangerous. And when you have a platform like Cardi B's platform, Cardi B has an extremely large platform that, God only knows where it reaches, right? I mean, I don't know where her fans are all over the world, but I do know she has a very large platform. And regardless, some people may argue, oh, well, it's only, ghetto people that follow her. It doesn't matter. She has a very large platform. She has influence over people. People listen to her when she speaks. She has a large following. And therefore, when she says things like this is very dangerous. Because had any man said that, had a Chris Brown or a 50 Cent or somebody else who said something like this, they would be held to the fire. They would be put under the jail. It would be so many women that would come forward, lie. Some of them lying. Some of them could not be. I don't know these people's lives, but I'm saying, when you make an allegation like that, I mean, when you say that you've done something like that, especially if you're a man, I mean, and so, but Cardi B, the backstory behind Cardi B is pretty much she came out, and this video was made some years ago. I don't know how many, I think either 2 or 3 years ago, and it, came back up on her, and rightfully so. It's one thing to say, oh, I used to be a stripper. That's in my past. Oh, I had to steal a pack of Pampers for my baby one day or one night. Oh, I had to, sell my vagina, whatever. It's one thing to say those things. But when you come out and you say things like drugging and robbing people, I mean, that is dangerous. And so, in my post, I made a post, and the post, like I said, it got, hundreds of people on there responding, stating their position, their opinions, and there was a lot of shares. It was like thousands of shares. I think it's like 2,000 shares, maybe 2 or 3,000 shares. But anyways, it was a big post, and what I found was, not only was I attacked by many women and some men, mostly women, but these women were Black. I can literally count on my hand, using both of my hands, the women that were non-Black who actually came on the post to defend Cardi B's behavior and the things that she's confessed to. And which, this is why I wanted to do this video, because, there were so many women that came forward stating that they feel the same way, stating that, oh, well, she did what she had to do, justifying what this woman did. And the thing about it is, to a certain extent, because I look at things from all sides of the story. At least I try to. That's what I aim to do. I try to understand from all sides of the story. And a lot of the women that came out, they all kind of have the same pedigree. You got to go on my post, you guys. You really have to go on my Facebook post to see these women for yourself. See what they stated for yourself. See some of the things that they said. I mean, some of the things that they said were absolute craziness. There were women on there confessing that they had done men the same exact way. There was one woman on Twitter that came out and said, look, this is no joke. My best friend's brother was drugged and robbed and left for dead, and he died. So we got these are thousands of women that's out here confessing to some of the same things. If we have all these women confessing, and these are Black women, that means that this is going on in our own community among our own men. You know, it breaks my heart, because it's like you have people really trying to bring logic to doing that. I don't care how hard you have it. You don't go out and risk killing someone. That means you don't rob stores. That means you don't rob people. That means you don't drug people so that you can rob them. Those are dangerous games. And you had some women stating, oh, well, you know, that's the stripper game. And basically she tried to shame me because she was saying that, oh, well, you've never been a stripper. You don't know what the F you're talking about. You don't know how hard it is in these streets. She had to do what she had to do. And she's just basically defending and explaining Cardi's actions. And so, you know, when again, I can kind of understand, because I look at things from, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I can understand, because this is the thing. A lot of those women, they came out up under my post, a lot of them on Twitter and wherever you may see them, who are defending Cardi. This is the thing. They are the little Cardi B's within their neighborhoods. They are the little Cardi B's within their own hoods, in their own communities. That's why they can relate. They are the little Cardis where they are, in their own towns, their own cities. That's why they can relate. Like I said, many of them confess to being exactly that. Ex-strippers, some were current strippers. And this is not to throw shame on strippers whatsoever. But when if you are a stripper, or whoever you may be, whatever your background, whatever it is that you choose, and you are drugging and robbing people, and then you try to justify it, that is horrible. And that's why I have a problem with what Cardi stands for. And this is the thing. She may not stand for that anymore. She's not, people say, oh, well, she don't have to be doing that anymore. When you are out here and you have influence over people, these young people's minds, some of them, a lot of them actually are older women as well. You have influence. You are justifying those actions. So they're going to justify it too. And it's going to give them a reason to say, oh, well, it's right. Even if you come out, even if Cardi B, which she has come out and said, oh, well, I'm not happy about what I did, or I'm not glad about what I did. You know, I did what I had to do. When she went on to do more explaining, but to me, she dug a bigger hole. Because, it's like, those are the only options. I get tired of that. I get tired of that in our society. Stripping, selling coochie, that is not our only options. That is not our only option. Stop it. I can't stand it. Especially this day and time. The whole world is basically revolves off of social media. There's so many businesses that you can start right in your home. I mean, it's a very dangerous game, man. It's very dangerous, man. And when you are rapping about that stuff, even though that's your past, and people were stating, oh, well, rappers did it too. You know what? And I had a problem with that. Rapping about drugs and selling dope. Everybody want to be kingpins. Everybody want to be thugs and a bad guy. That's never been right. We gotta stop. We gotta push that stuff out of our communities, out of our mentality, man. Like I get, you have people who may not have the best past. They've done some things they're not proud of, but look, they shut up about it. Why do you have to? Why is it that, oh well, I'm just being real because I tell my entire business? That is not being real. Telling your business is not being 100 at all. At all. If you used to be a prostitute and you want to, help a young girl or some girls, and you go into, some type of shelter or whatever, and you tell your story like that, then cool. Because it's a way that you say things as well. But we all know, we've seen the video. Cardi has also came out and, basically encouraged girls, women to sell their vagina if they need to. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that. And this is the thing. Nobody's hating on Cardi. Nobody's jealous of Cardi. Nobody's trying to bring Cardi down in terms of her just on the strength of her just being, a rapper, entertainer. Ain't nobody doing that. But I have a problem with a lot of the stuff that she stands for and a lot of the stuff that she stated that she puts, again, she has a platform. Well, everything she says is going to be taken literal, especially when it's in the minds of some of these young girls who may be trying to make it too. But I got a problem with that. I got a problem with a lot of the stuff she stated. A lot of the stuff that, that I just have a problem with a lot of this stuff. And this is not about being perfect. We all have our own issues. We all have our skeletons. We all have things that we may have done, in terms of like stealing some gum or something. Maybe, you stole some gum when you was 5 years old and got beat down for it. We all have whatever it may be. Now, we all ain't got no selling vagina and all of that. Now, I'm not saying we all have that. I'm just saying we all have things that maybe we've done in our past, or maybe we made the wrong decisions in our past that we are not happy about. I get that part. That's not what I'm talking about. I kind of got off topic, but back to this Cardi thing, with the women. The women came up under my post, and a lot of them, they are the little Cardis in their neighborhoods. They see themselves, they connect with Cardi because they are Cardi. A lot of them. And see, as a Black woman, well, many women many women consider Cardi a sister, a Black woman. They consider her that because of the way she behaves, the way she talks, so on and so forth. So they automatically consider her a Black woman. And so because of that, I believe there's an element of them not wanting to bring another woman down, not wanting to bring a sister down. They like the fact that Cardi B came from the bottom and got to the top. She was the underdog. Nobody believed in her. I mean, we all love those types of stories and movies. Coming from the bottom, working your way to the top. Everybody loves that. So I believe there's an element of that because there's an element of a lot of women who are for Cardi, and men even, they want to see her win and they don't want to see her lose. So I get that. But this is the thing, the way she's winning and how she's going about doing it. Some of it, okay, cool. Like recently, they said she just had a copyright or a patent put on that occur thing that she does so that she can make money. Now that's a money move. I have no issue with that. Make your money, whoever you are, especially, if you're in a system dominated by racism. Absolutely. Nobody has a problem with that. But I got a problem with you telling people to sell vagina because that's their only option. I got a problem with you saying, oh, I used to rob and drug men because that's what I had to do. Do you know how many? Look, I'm going to tell you something. there are a lot of Black people below the poverty line. And if you are telling these women that that's what they had to do, that because they had to do that, that means the majority of women who are in situations where they feel like they have no other choices are going to do that when they don't have to. So, again, a lot of those women, they see themselves psychologically. It's a psychological thing. And even myself, look, I want to see the next Black person win, just like I want to see my own family member win, right? But at the end of the day, if you call selling vagina, robbing dudes, raping dudes, and everything else winning, that's not winning. Got people out here, some of these people, they mimicking everything that the chick does. And this is the thing. This is not just coming from me. This is coming from men too. A lot of men don't like that stuff. Everybody don't like, all of that she does. And if there's so many out here, you know, um, so many out here who are influenced by her, that's a problem. That's a problem. And a lot of the women that were up under the post, they used a lot of whorehouse logic to defend Cardi B. A lot of whorehouse logic. And when I went to some of their pages, again, these are the little Cardi B's in their own areas. This is why it's hard for them to really logically look at what this woman said and not justify it, hold this woman accountable for what she said and what she did, and then believe Black men, the men who have come forward, who have stated that they've had that happen to them. You had people you had chicks out there. Y'all can go look at the post. It's on there. It's on my Facebook. I'll post my Facebook link for you to go look at it. Matter of fact, I'll post the exact link so that you can go right to it. So I thought that, I needed to do this because there were so many people waving the Cardi B banner. Men too. Men too. Simps is what I like to call them. Simps, dusties. Now, on my particular post, there were not, in a large abundance of men. There were not. Handful of men, but it was a majority women, in particular Black women. And I want to say this as well. When it comes to um, dusty, deviant, degenerate behavior, we don't have to always agree on that type of behavior. That's not, see, it's one thing to be real. Like I said, being real doesn't mean telling all your business. Being real does not mean, incriminating yourself. Being real does not mean, being real is being your authentic self. Absolutely. And your authentic self is not, it ain't Cardi B. I'm sorry. It's just not. That's the no. That's no. That is a overly dramatized image of what many people think Black women are and represent. And unfortunately, that's just not true. Loud, no manners, not speaking in, correct sentences, or at least trying. Nobody says you have to, be an English professor when you speak. Nobody says that. But you need to be able to carry a conversation where people can understand what you're saying, and without the, all the extras. Because that's not what Black women represent. That's not the majority of Black women, to be honest. Cardi B is not the majority of black women. They may, maybe a lot of them may look like her. Maybe a lot of them, you know, when I say look, I mean have the fake boobs, fake butt, fake hair, all that kind of stuff, fake nails, all that kind of stuff, right? You know, all the makeup, all that kind of stuff. A lot of them may look like her because, unfortunately, you know, in this day and time with reality shows like they are, you know, that's just the thing now. That's the thing now. But a lot of black women do not talk and act like that. I mean, you got to go to certain specific places to see that. And I know that because I'm a black woman, and I have all black friends, all black female friends, and none of us speak like that. We are real, and none of us are, you know, just perfect either. We all have whatever our issues may be, but we do not speak and act like that. You know, and this is another thing. Even when we're in the company of each other, and we are behind closed doors, and we are, you know, dealing with each other privately, we don't even act like Cardi B. We don't do that. So that's how I know that is not true. A majority of black women are not like that. They may look it, but they're not. And the ones who try to be like that, they think it's cute, and they do it, a lot of them, for attention. And see, with Cardi, that got her attention. People say, well, she's always been like that. She's always been like that because that's what got her attention. She couldn't get attention from her looks alone, because if she could, a beautiful woman who is confident in her looks and confident in what she brings to the table, she's going to walk in a room and know that people are going to be drawn to her. She doesn't have to be the loudest person in the room, because a lot of times the loudest person in the room is the one that is the most hurt and is the most damaged person in the room. And that goes for men and women. A confident woman don't have to have on this extra. You know, our brother Neely Fuller talks about how a lot of us as in black people, we wear all this extra. We got to have extra, you know, stuff on our head, hairdos, and something that's going to make us stand out because we don't get attention, or we didn't get the attention that we should have gotten when we were younger. And for some of us, it's a phase. And for others of us, you know, we think it's cool, right? We think it's cool. But a lot of it is for attention. And this is another thing, you know, Cardi's not no dumb or silly person. She may act that way. She understands. When you tell her something or you explain something to her, the woman can understand. She's not dumb. She's not stupid. She may appear to be like that to many people or to some people, but she's not. She's not. She chooses to be what she thinks is, in my opinion, she thinks that represents a black woman, and it doesn't. Because look, find me a Latino woman that has the same platform as Cardi B that acts just like Cardi B. Find me one. Find me more than one. Because it may just be one out there. But find me 10. I guarantee you can't find 10. And I said the same exact platform. That means the same following. That means making the same money, because it ain't even many women that have that platform. So let's just be clear. Let's be clear. Look at all the actresses that are Latino. Look at all of them. See, they don't accept that behavior and how the way that she does and the way she acts in their community. They don't do that. They may listen to her music. They may dance to her music. But at the end of the day, that is not something that they take to heart like what appears to be black women do, the group that I belong to. And like I said, that Cardi B does not represent the majority. It does not. Like I said, you got to go to certain areas to see that. Because I mean, I travel all over the world, all over the country. And I know that there are certain areas that I can go to and I'm going to see just a bunch of Cardis walking around. In my own city, I know what places to go to and what places to stay away from. Because I don't want to be around all that. Fake, to me, is fake. And being real, I keep saying this over and over again because everybody said, oh, well, I like Cardi because she's so real. You know, she real and da-da. No, y'all like Cardi because Cardi gives you a reason to act an ass. That's why. Tell the truth. See, because you don't want to clean yourself up. And, you know, as a woman or even as a man, just as people in general, We are supposed to grow. If you are not growing and you are stagnant, something is wrong. You are supposed to evolve. You are supposed to go through things, learn from them, and grow. And I get there are some people that have been through so much hurt, so much pain. Maybe some people have been raped. Maybe some people, didn't have mom and dad, or whatever the case may be. But you got to push through and grow. If not for you, you got to do it for the young people. Some of you guys may have children. But Cardi B gives a lot of women a reason to act out. I recently seen a video of her. She farting, she burping, cursing. She's just all types of foolishness, man. That's not being real. That's not being 100. That's not keeping it 100. No, that is not being that. If that's something that you do that in the bathroom. Excuse yourself. That being real is when you can excuse yourself from that. Because I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna go on somebody's job like that. Ain't nobody finna allow you on there, not unless you are an entertainer yourself and they want you acting like that. But you're not finna work in nobody's government, state, federal, teacher. They not finna have you acting like that. No. There's a place for everything. And if that's, and some may say, okay, but that's really her. Well, then if that's really her, then we all don't need to see that. We don't have to know every segment of your business. And another thing, this is going to be one of my last points, and I'm out of here. All this woman music is about, excuse my French, people, but I got to let you feel it. So I got to say the words as they are. Her music is about fucking, sucking dick, riding dick, twerking, stripping, pussy. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. That cannot be. That's not real, man. That's not real. Telling and look, if you like to have sex, if you like to sell your vagina, it's nobody's business, man. That's nobody's business to be promoting that, dude. Like, that's nobody's business. I would suggest you don't do it. But if that's what you want to do, then go right on ahead. Just know that whatever consequences come with that, you're going to have to live with that. Just know that. That's not being real, man. That's not being real. Being real is not telling your entire life. So, on that note, I think I hope this video, I hope you guys kind of got some insight. Again, I want to invite you guys over to my Facebook page. You can go over there. I will post the link in my my Dropbox, but you can reach me at Nikel Young Love on Facebook, and so that's where the post is at. And you guys can go see for yourself. I am not making this stuff up. Go look at some of the things that these women are saying. Go look at some of the things. A lot of them have so much hatred towards men. It's unreal. Some of them even have boys. They're raising boys. And it really makes you wonder, if they got that much hatred towards boys, there's no way in hell they're going to allow that man, the boys that they're raising, to grow up and actually be men. And no, they're going to be a feminized version of a man, unfortunately, because a lot of those women are very dominating women. They're very dominant women. They're very masculine energy and masculine acting women. They care nothing about, being a woman and being sweet and being nice and, getting in tune with their femininity. They care nothing about that. Bettering themselves, trying to be, not trying, but actually being, working towards being the very best mother woman you can be. And that means if you got to stop cursing around your kids, you stop cursing. If you got to stop twerking around your children, you stop twerking. If you got to stop saying F niggas and da 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 da, excuse my French, you guys. I did not mean to use that word, and I hope people don't trip. But you got to stop that. Bettering yourself means that you are not in the same position that you were a year ago. That means that every single day you grow. That means that you you pursue knowledge, not just of self, but knowledge of all things, history, building wealth, credit, whatever. You pursue those things so that you better those, because when you have a lot to choose from, a lot of options, we all know this. When you have a lot of options to choose from, you make better decisions. When you do not make the best decisions. But you still got to have standards, because, I'm going to be transparent. I went to college. I had it very hard. My father passed away when I was in my sophomore year in college. That means my last 2 years were the hardest years I've ever experienced. There were times I barely had money to pay my rent. There were times where I come home from a hard day at school, from a hard day of work. I was a full-time student all 4 years in college. All 4 years in college. I even did summer school so that I could finish my degree program in 4 instead of in 5 or 6, like most other people end up doing. I worked at Walmart part-time, making, I want to say it was like $8.25 or something like that, maybe $8.50. I don't know. Struggling. Okay? Struggling. And not one time did I think about selling my vagina. Not one time did I think about stripping. Not one time did I think about robbing and doping dudes. Not one. Not one. And I'm not saying that this makes me a better person, even though I believe it does, because at the end of the day, I was not putting people's life at jeopardy. So that actually does make me better. And it makes me better also in a way where I was able to make better decisions. But my point in being transparent is that I didn't have money either, but I had to push through. I had to push through. When I came home one day and my lights had been cut off and I didn't have the money, and I was too, really, to be honest, at that particular time, I was too prideful to really tell anybody. So I made up some story. I think one of my friends allowed me to stay a few nights at their house. Then I had family members in the city, and I could have asked them. They got plenty of money, but I didn't. I just did not want to. That's just how I was. And I made up a story saying that the apartment complex had to do something, and I ended up going and staying with my cousin for about 2 weeks. Because I didn't want to tell them that my lights was off. So again, I went through hard times. I know what it's like to face hard times. And as a college student, no money, struggling with a part-time job. It was a time where I worked 2 part-time jobs. I never got any sleep and was probably as skinny as, a pole. Because I never got any sleep. My eating habits was off. I had lost weight and went through a mega breakup with my college boyfriend at that time. So I went through a lot. Thank God for the church, though. I'll say that, because that's really what helped me. Prayer, keeping my mind focused and built up. Going to church, they build you up. They tell you that everything is going to work out in your good, and to pray and things like that. That stuff helps your mind. If anything else, it helps your mind. If anything else, people may think differently, but I know for a fact I was raised in the church. And when you're going through hard times, you gotta believe in something bigger than yourself, because if you believe in yourself, you're gonna think, oh well, shit, if I can't, you know, if I'm broke, then I'm just a broke person or whatever. But anyways, I I say that and I tell that story because again, I know what it's like. I know exactly what it's like. I'm not going to it did never cross my mind. It never crossed my mind ever. So I appreciate you guys for listening and tuning in. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you are a new person to this channel, please like, share, and or subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Also, don't forget to check out the comment section, because I'm going to put a link in there so that you guys can go straight to my Facebook page. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the matter. Tell me your views about this Cardi B situation. What do you think? Do you think that Cardi is going to face charges? Do you think that, anybody, the state or somebody's going to pick up the charges? Because robbery and doping somebody up and raping someone, because again, a man came out and alleged that he was raped by her. So again, what do you guys think? Tell me your views. Tell me your stories. Also, go check out my that Cardi B Facebook post, um, and look at some of those comments from the women and even the men, but majority of them are from women. And tell me what you think. I want you to come back here and let me know what you think. Because if you post under there, there's a good chance I may not see it, because there's so many people that have posted under there and post under there, and it's just too much to look at. It's thousands of comments and stuff like that. So I would suggest coming back here and putting your views within this inbox here. So thank you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.